friends and family, to today's edition of the Wellness Homesteader. And first, before I forget, I want to say welcome to all of the new subscribers. I am so glad you're here, joined our little YouTube friends and family group. We do a lot of fun things here. Today's going to be kind of a different video, y'all. I'm going to take a slight break from harvesting and preserving food. So you see over here, I've got the basket of cucumbers, zucchini, and a few tomatoes. I think by next week, y'all, I'll be canning tomatoes, I think. We are currently in a heat wave, and it's supposed to be 90 today, 93 tomorrow, 95 on Friday with no rain. So my garden, although I've already watered this morning, is going to get a little heat stressed, I'm afraid. But we're going to just pray that we get enough tomatoes to preserve. I certainly have a windowsill full of them, and I'm just delighted with how the garden has produced this year. It is so amazing. I did do a little research, y'all, about fall gardening, and I'm a little late to the party probably. However, it is 84 days here to our first frost, so I would have to have something pre-sprouted for 4 to 6 weeks that could still mature in that time, and there just isn't enough time. I mean, I could do still lettuces and probably more carrots and radishes and things like that, and I may do some of that in my veggie pod. But for right now, I have more than I can say grace over, so I'm not going to worry this year so much about a fall garden. I'm not a big fall gardener, guys. Plus, I have a lot of late season crops that are going to be coming on. I have a gazillion pumpkins and a lot of butternut squash, which are both vining and kind of taking over the garden. So those will be fun to watch mature. I'm going to start today's video first with a little short product review, y'all. This thing is super cool. And I only do product reviews of things that I find useful and helpful to me and that are of a good quality. And this little gadget is really going to help me because I don't have any built-in under cabinet lighting. So I got these little push lights, you can see, which are not very bright, and they eat batteries like crazy. So while they work, they're not great. They're not really bright enough. So a company called ASOKO reached out to me for their LED motion sensor under cabinet light. And I will leave a link in the description box below. If you use that link, it will give you a special discount. And depending on whether or not you order, and y'all know that only order things that you really need, but guys, I think you're gonna like this product. So it comes in this little box. It's well bubble wrapped, and it comes with the little instruction manual. So I want to show you just how easy this is going to be. It is well bubble wrapped. There is a plasticky thing over the light to protect it, and on the back, it has the 3M adhesive. So the idea is you can mount it anywhere. You can use it as an on-off, or you can use it as motion sensitive. Now, if you've all been with my channel for a while, you know Hanky Panky Frankie loves to patrol the countertops. So I probably won't use it on the motion sensor, but I like having that option. So all you have to do, well, first let me show you the product before we install it. So I'm hoping you can really see this. I'm going to turn off the ring light. If I can remember, okay, here we go. It is really bright. There are, it's dark. it's early in the day, so it's a nice bright light. Then if you press the button again, it flashes twice and it becomes motion sensitive. Now, it's only motion sensitive, there you go, in a darker environment. So it's going to turn on and off. Another push turns it off. Now, when you have it on, you can do a quick tap. Oops, I'm not doing a good job, am I? and it will actually dim. I'm doing a horrible job with this, guys. Let's see if I can make it dim. I must be pressing too hard. But it does, okay, you gotta hold this. There it's brighter. I was dimming it. There it's brighter. Now it's on motion sensitive. Now it's off. So it's super easy to use. Here's the little sensor. All I am going to do, let me turn on the light again. I'm going to put it right here. So here is my jar opener, which is a great little device my son got me. Oh, I forgot to share the most important thing. Y'all don't need batteries for this. It comes with a USB rechargeable cord, and I just got this smart plug thingamabobber surge protector because I'm constantly plugging things in here. So I'll be able to charge it, I'm going to put it this way, right here directly in the electrical outlet. So I think that's going to be super helpful and save on batteries as well. I like things that you can recharge. And also, y'all, I'm working on a video. I am always doing research. I got to pick this coating thing off. I'm getting ready. I'm prepping, I'll say, for winter. And if y'all are new, I like being prepared, but I'm not a panic prepper. I'm not a doomsday prepper, and I don't prep out of fear. I prep because I really enjoy doing it. And living where I live in Ohio and not living near town, let me just say it that way. Ooh, those are sticky. I really like being prepared for the winter because, y'all, we get a lot of ice where I live. I live near the I-70 corridor that goes east-west across Ohio, and for whatever reason, I seem to be in an ice band. I don't mind to travel in the snow. Ice can be super treacherous. So let's mount this. Okay, I want to be able to plug in the thingy. You know what, let's do a little measurement here before we do this, because I want to make sure I can plug it in without having a problem. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug it in like I'm charging it so that I know that I can charge it. Okay, and we're up. How easy was that? And let's see. There you go. That, y'all, is, let me see if I can turn this light off again. That is a nice bright light as compared to, whoops, pushing the wrong button here. Let me show you the difference compared to a tap light. Very low lighting. This is nice and bright. So I am impressed with the ASOKO LED motion sensor under cabinet light. I'll leave some hashtags in my description box that they have suggested. But seriously, guys, I think I'm going to get another one because I have, as you've all seen, the island in my kitchen. I have this island that it is so dark in there, and that's where I keep all my fragrance oils. So while it would be a little bit more difficult to charge up in there, I do have a battery pack that I can simply bring in the kitchen, and yeah, voila. I can charge that up, and then that is solar rechargeable, so I'm not using a ton of electricity to do it. And that's something that I've been super aware of because with this heat and with a lot of food preservation and freeze drying, I will fully admit to y'all, you want to pay my power bill? Because I'll send it to you. Totally kidding, guys. All right, I have such a neat story. I cannot wait to share with you. And then guess what we're going to do today? We are going to go to the largest antique mall in the state of Ohio because there's a couple things I am specifically looking for, and it kind of ties into this story. So I hope you'll stay tuned. Y'all, I don't think I've ever filmed in the entryway stairwell, but directly in front of me is my front door with the side lights you've seen me decorate. And for many years, I have had about an 8-foot long vintage, I won't call it antique, hand-hewn bench. Weighs 1,000 pounds. Might be on my front porch right now. I think I'm going to sell it Facebook Marketplace. If you're local, hit me up because it's really a cool piece. My son calls it the toe breaker because he broke 2 toes, or broke a toe 2 times, catching his toe on it. I'm used to it being there, so I've not done that. But at any rate, it was very country. And as you see, I've got the stenciling. So one of the projects that I'm going to be doing this winter is I'm going to finally uncountry the entryway, because I didn't have farmhouse. I didn't have modern farmhouse. I had straight up country, and that was popular for many years. But I've kind of gone back to my roots and emptying out my parents' estate and collected different pieces. So yesterday, I went to help my aunt who is moving to an assisted living today. And if y'all would keep her in your thoughts and prayers, she's lived in her home for 59 years, same as my mom. She's the same age as my mom was, 88. And, or my mom would be next month. And she's actually not my aunt, y'all, but she's always been my aunt. My dad's sister was married to my Uncle Archie, who is my uncle. He had an identical twin brother, Archie, who's married to my Aunt Susie. So I figured if they were identical twins, we all had to be related. But my mom and Aunt Susie had been friends since grade school. So anyway, I had some time to kill, and I wanted a console table here in the entryway. I'm going to take down some of the country decor. Hit me up if you're local and you're interested. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just changing my decor style. Anyway, I'm looking at console tables that are $300, $400, $500 on Amazon, and the back of them are like particle board. Some of them are like heavy cardboard, you know, so you can put wires through it if you're putting, you know, something electronic there. And the reviews were just horrible. And I was thinking, you know, doggone it. When I was a kid growing up, we had this big stereo cabinet, and I have great memories. It had a turntable, and then it had a radio. And back in the day, when I was elementary school and junior high, I was a huge Cincinnati Reds baseball fan. And I have such good memories when it would be blacked out on TV, we would put it on the stereo, and we had different albums that we would play, etc., etc. So I had really fond memories, and I thought, man, oh man, you know, I wonder whatever happened to that, because it's solid hard rock maple. It was a really neat piece, but I knew that it had been long gone for probably 40 years. Fast forward, go to my aunt's house. I had not been in the basement since I had been a young teen. And my cousins came, and they are my cousins. I mean, they're just always going to be cousins and aunts and such. But anyway, they came, and we went downstairs because they know that I like vintage items, and my aunt still has a lot of things from like the 50s, and I wanted to help them make some price points and say, okay, this is garage sale. This you need to list on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, you know, for local pickup. She's got a gorgeous dinette set, guys, that's like mint from the 1950s. But at any rate, I digress. So I walk down there, and I see a stereo cabinet. And let me just say, her children, grandchildren, they've all taken everything that they want. She has her furniture set aside for what she's taking. And I'm like, wow, that looks a lot like Mom and Dad's stereo cabinet. So my Aunt Susie cannot go up and down the stairs. So she's sitting at the top of the stairs. I say, hey, Aunt Susie, did you have a stereo just like Mom and Dad's? And she said, it's yours. And I said, no. I'm not trying to take your stuff. I will not take anything. I will only buy. And she was like, no, I'm serious. It's yours. And while that was very generous, I was extremely uncomfortable with it. So I went upstairs and I said, Susie, no. The only way that I would consider it is if you let me buy it. And she said, you don't understand. And I said, well, I'm not picking up what you're laying down, right? She said, that is your Mom and Dad's stereo. Whew. Sorry, guys. So, y'all, I went back down and I looked at it. And I opened the lid and I was instantly transported back. Good grief, I'm crying over a stereo, right? I was instantly transported back to being like a young teen probably. And all of us in the living room, because we were not allowed in the living room unless it was a special occasion. The furniture was for looking, not for sitting. But anyway, some of my dad's, they're all religious albums, but some of my dad's absolute favorite preaching, Dr. Lakin, if any of you know B.R. Lakin, I mean, that's old school, 60s, 70s. It's just as my parents left it. The radio still works just fine. The only thing is the turntable is locked. I have the model number. I cannot find any manuals online or any information online. But a good stereo repair person will be able to fix it. But y'all, it is minty. So I go to bed last night and my cousin calls me. Because I'd been like texting her values, and they had a lot of old mason jars. And there's a website where you can date your mason jars. Anyway, she says, I know you go to bed early, but can we bring you that stereo? And I was going to like get 2 men in a truck and have it moved because it's in the basement and it weighs 10 tons, guys. Let me just tell you, gutbuster, right? And I'm like, you betcha, you know, so I get up, light a couple candles, you know, turn the lights back on. And here they come with the stereo that I had just thought about that morning from my childhood. So I'm going to show it to you guys. And I'm not crying because I wanted the thing. It brought back so many sweet memories. So let me show you here. Oh. And y'all are probably like, you're crying over that. But guys, look at this. Has the turntable, has the radio. It is minty, guys. It's not scratched. It's been well cared for. As you see, it matches my floor perfectly. I will say I have crashed into it one time. But my plan, y'all, let me adjust the camera here a little bit. My plan, as you see, it says, welcome friends. I did all this stenciling. Is I have another mid-century shelf I want to put up here. And I've had the quilt cupboard, that's what it's called, 27 years. So, and I've got some of my grandma's canning jars and things that, of course, I will keep. But I'm going to hang the new mid-century cabinet up here. I will primer the whole entryway, get rid of the stenciling, and then I have a complementary color to my kitchen, but it's very, very pale blue. Like you won't be able to tell it's blue unless you look at the ceiling, look at the wall type thing. So that is a project for winter. I'm still trying to decide about, I'm terrible at pointing this. I'd like to have more of a mid-century coat rack. I've had that for years and years. I mean, guys, I haven't changed much in my house since I moved here, at like big fixtures on the wall. So it's time. So that's that long story is why today I want to go to the largest antique mall, Heart of Ohio Antiques, because I want a couple pieces to put on the top of this stereo cabinet that are similar to what my mom had on it. Now, she had some what they call swung vases. They can be quite pricey depending on the color, or the height, or how elaborate they are. But we're going to go and we're going to take a look, because I know that this particular antique mall has a lot of swung vases. May not end up with anything. I also want to look and see if I can find a coat rack. I'm also thinking about, stay off Pinterest, y'all, a round mirror and a coat rack, both. I've seen a lot of that in the mid-century look. And Walmart has those round mirrors, not terribly expensive, really nice finish. So even though this is going to be a winter project, I can still get my swung vases if I can find them. I also have a 1950s candelabra that goes back and forth that happens to be in the great room. That would look lovely on this as well. So let's, it's still too early. It's only like 7:15 and the antique mall doesn't open until 9:30, but I'm going to take you along and we're going to take a look at all the goodies in the Heart of Ohio Antique Mall. So again, if you're local, hit me up. And if you have interest in shelving or a bench, I'll give you a good deal towards my swung vase, right? All right, y'all, stay tuned. All right, y'all, we made it to the Heart of Ohio Antique Center. Flags are flying, hardly a cloud in the sky. It's going to be a scorcher today, so let's go inside and see what kind of bargains we can find. Y'all, this is right in the entrance. It's a great converted to electric wood kitchen cook stove. Isn't that neat? So those are the warming bins. Just so neat. Really enjoyed that. Would be, you know, a good option if you don't have gas in your kitchen, like I don't. But yeah, I think I'll stick with my stove. I always enjoy these Hull ducks. I actually have this one, but this is a set of 4 for $45, and it has the 2 little ones. Aren't they cute? You could have whole duck family. Lots of things, guys, to look at. Like, you could spend days here, you know. Vintage bike, you could buy giraffe. Lots of glassware. And this is one of the very first booths as you come in. But we're gonna head, believe it or not, I come here enough, I kind of know where things are. So we're gonna head to the area where the mid-century stuff is, but we'll look a little bit along the way. Oh, this is quite a beautiful, almost like a carnival glass, but swung vase. Yeah, but it's a funeral vase and it's $429. So a lot of these swung vases are quite pricey, but this reminded me, I have 2 swung vases in the carnival glass that my son wants. Like, my whole house is what my son wants. It was from my parents' estate, so I will maybe use those if I cannot find an affordable. This is $49, but not exactly what I'm looking for. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but these vintage fans are so cool. $136. I didn't look. Let's take a peek at the plug. See if it's, no, that is an old style plug. But these things are built like jet engines, but they're not quite. But isn't that a cool looking fan? Love it. For me, part of going to the antique store is looking at things you would never buy. But this thing, I did not set on it. It's got a wood rocking base. I mean, like, you could totally sleep in that. But look what it is, guys. It is an Adrian Purcell for Craft Associate Wave Rocker Rare Raccoon Upholstery. I don't think I would spend $3,500, nor would I want to lay on a raccoon. But you have to admit, it's kitschy weird. And I love these shell lights. This one looks like it needs a good scrub, but see if we can get back to it without falling down, because that happens sometimes. Yeah, it could be mine for $675, but these are quite neat. That one's quite pricey. This whole booth is quite pricey. All right, let's move on. You know, sometimes some of these booths are so crowded you can barely get through them, but this is a cool mid-century piece. It is art print, child and dog, 42, but just a lot of variety of styles and so much to look at. So yeah, it's almost overwhelming. Beautiful green vase there. I see a little bit of tall glass, so let's go around to the other side. I'll come back if I see anything really neat. You know, sometimes some of these booths are so crowded you can barely get through them, but this is a cool mid-century piece. It is art print, child and dog, 42. But just a lot of variety of styles and so much to look at. So yeah, it's almost overwhelming. Beautiful green vase there. I see a little bit of tall glass. So let's go around to the other side. I'll come back if I see anything really, really neat. So this is the color wave I was thinking about. I didn't really want that light of blue, but these are 125 each, so a little out of my price range. But, you know, it's so fun to look at all of the art. They didn't have any of the orange swung vases, just orange glass, but look at the beautiful mid-century lights, funky lamp, so much neat stuff at this antique mall. Gorgeous orange swung vase, 145. So yeah, I mean, they may be a little out of my reach, but oh lordy, and Rugapalooza over here. But we'll keep looking. You never know what you'll find that is just the perfect thing. There's just so much. You could spend days and days in here and not see everything. But I'm trying to stay focused on the booths that I know where they are. We're here at one of my favorite booths. I have purchased so much. They always have really unique, look at this salt and pepper shaker. How cool is that? They just have a little bit of everything, quite frankly. And they do it by color, which I think is really neat, really catches the eye. We've got some yellow here. Look at the giant spatula. Oh my word. These little baskets are neat. Little Costco cart. That might not be Costco. Little kitchen cart, let's say. And lots of Pyrex. If you remember, when I went to Mom's estate sale, I got a huge lot of the Pyrex Crazy Daisy. And I have the green, and then I have sort of the gold color as well. I got some Friggies, so I'm all set there. These are neat Blendo juice glasses. You don't see the glasses very much. And this is a set of 6 for $48.95. But very, very pretty. A little Keebler cookie jar back there. Some McDonald's glasses. They've got a little bit of everything. Lots of the Spacettes, the Poodle Spacettes. Those are quite unique, just not my taste. So this is a really beautiful, I'm going to try to talk over the music, piece. It's a 3-foil Viking glass swung vase, 20 inches tall with glass applied green glass, $114.95. So, you know, considering its height and its intricacy, that is a much better bargain than some of the other ones I've looked at. But it wasn't exactly what I had in mind. But it's still very pretty. Now, I think y'all have to admit, these are really cool. But I also hate to admit, it's a set. They're like plastic mushroom plates, set of 4, $20. But how 70s retro chic is that? I just love seeing things that I remember from growing up. It just evokes such a fun memory of good times, of a simpler time, I think. And you know, as I've looked around, I thought, I probably have what I need at home. I don't have a swung vase. I may not want to spend the money for it, but I have a lot of really cool things from my parents. So maybe I can come up with something without buying. But I have already made a purchase, y'all, so you have to stay tuned to find out what I bought. Y'all, we are in my era booth. This is always a very fun booth. I have made several purchases. Y'all, look at this high chair. $65, but is that not retro cool? I love the lines of the chair. Table's in fairly good shape, but they have a ton of mid-century appliances, canisters, treat trays, dishes. My parents actually had that Samsonite luggage. Isn't that funny? They've got some Pyrex. That's $69. The top one, the Snowflake. This is $60. I'm not in the market for Pyrex. A really cool shelf, though. Sorry about the background noise, y'all. Oh, look at these lights. How nifty. Let's see if I can read that. Metal ceiling lights. They work and they're $55. Very, very cool. So let's, oh, here's a really cool $90 for this little Eskimo fan with the turquoise base, but that is lovely. Y'all, I apologize for the background noise. This is D&D Mid-Century. I have made the Pilates. I have made several purchases from them. They have the other booth. They've had this lovely white leather couch forever back here with the matching chairs. But y'all, just take a look at all the turquoise goodness. There's a Blendo salad set, a treat tray, funky rug. Look at this big fan on the stand. Turquoise Dominion fan on stand. It works $280. And honestly, guys, they're a little pricey. I've looked at these. I would love to have these. They're the tabletop lamps are, I'm sorry, you probably can't read that, $250. So there's 2 lamps and then this hanging. How cool would that be on my stereo cabinet? Sorry to keep shaking the phone. I forget because I want to emphasize. You know, too rich for my blood, guys. I just, as much as I love Mid-Century, that is a very neat magazine rack for $32. Some cool barware back here. I'm always attracted to it. That's a Pilsner. That's just glasses, I guess. Cocktail glasses. Some funky lamps. A really cool red phone. These phones can be pricey too. $125. It works though. You know, how cool is that? Some roly-poly glasses. I've looked at this desk before. It is cool. And this little turquoise desk lamp for $45. So lots of really neat stuff. The reticulated metal shelving. Slow pole lamp's kind of cool too. $75. Let's see what they want for the Blendo set. So the pitcher, the bowl, and the 6 small bowls, $98. I have the pitcher, I have the bowl, the big bowl. But very neat. I'm always attracted to Blendo things. So as much, oh, that's a cute little, oh look guys, it's like a TV. We used to call them like a TV stand. So you would set here, your telephone stands, what I mean to say. Phone over here. Very, very cute. It's called a gossip bench. Hold on, guys, I'll get it focused. $115. Very, very neat. Yeah. So much fun. Trip down memory lane, for sure. Another really cool retro piece of furniture. So it's 2 chairs. Of course, the ashtray. And then a place for your beverage. Has a little wire underneath so it doesn't fall through. This says it's a pool hall 2-seat bench. Really neat. And I actually sat in it and it's pretty comfortable. It needs some work, but it's really, really cool to survive all those years. So something that you all may not know about me is I liked the Glyban cats, and I had, when I went to college, even the comforter and the sheets, etc. And my son one year for Christmas has gifted me a couple pieces, but these are pricey. That's 65, that's 35, but super cool. Coffee mugs are 20. So that was kind of a 70s, 80s thing. So much fun. Some really neat Fire King polka dot bowls. 95 on the red, 75 on the orange, and they have some smaller ones as well. So pretty neat. This is the Amish butter print. Sorry about my photography skills. Not real great at it. So yeah, I found another treasure, but you're gonna have to stay to the end to see what it is. You all know I have to come in the Christmas booth. Look at this vintage. I mean, how cool are the graphics on that? So it says color ceramic tree stand with box. Use very little, super clean, $100. So here's the original box. I just think it's really neat, nostalgic, with the, you know, the kind of farm scene. They also have tons of little Santas, and you have to like know your products. That's old. I have some Santa mugs very similar to this. I need no Santa mugs. This is Friendship Inc. USA Santa Planter 15. So very cute. And they have all the things here. And I'm going to try to turn slowly. Lots and lots, as you see, of things. Usually they have the putz houses. I don't see them usually right here on this shelf here. But all kinds of fun. Hope I'm not making you dizzy, y'all. Some vintage poinsettia glasses. That is probably hobbyist Santa. Really cool wooden wind-up musical Santa with toys. I don't know how old that is. It looks like maybe 80s, but very cool. And of course, always the bubble lights. So just for comparison, I wanted to share with you, this is the Broy Hill Sculpta Credenza. So it has the cabinet. It's not the stereo, but you know, mid-century modern legs. But I want to show you the price. $1,250, and somebody added the 25 cents. So y'all, I've been looking for a little coat rack to hang on the wall, and I thought, how neat is that? Antique oak bentwood hanging hat coat rack, $167.50. So what I've decided is I have impeccable taste. So a little pricey for me, but very cool. I believe this booth is the same D&D. They don't actually have their name up, but they have some really unique mid-century pieces. Just, you know, to die for kind of stuff. This is a boomerang biomorphic cocktail table for $8.95. This is a really neat Lazy Susan with glass trays, $2.75 turns. I'm not sure what you put in the trays, but it's kind of neat. And then they have the very classic United Diamond Front tall boy. Just beautiful mid-century pieces. Here's a lovely credenza with the teal knobs, $4.45. But I'm no longer in need of a credenza. Very cool 7-Up sign. So many fun things just to look at, even if it's not your style or not what you're interested in. Fun to look at. All right, y'all, I think I've reached Bittersweet Swung Vase Heaven. I have been in this booth before. I've filmed this booth before. That one is $300. I'm not gonna pick anything up. That one is, I think it's supposed to be $225. I mean, they're gorgeous, but for a vase to look at, you know, that's a little bit pricey, but they are so pretty to look at and to think how long they've survived. Some of them are quite tall, that one particularly. Y'all, let me apologize first and foremost for the length of the video. Don't forget to check the description box for the link, the special link to the under cabinet lights. And here's something I found out. Once you stick the base to it, the light still pulls off. It's magnetic, so that's a great plus. You don't really have to put it near a plug. I just wanted to share that. So what did I buy? Well, I've already had this. And guys, this will change 100 times. But I did find my swung vases. So this one, wait for it, was $44. So as you saw through the antique store, you could pay a fortune, but I thought this was very pretty. It's in great shape. This is a vendor I've bought several times from. The real prize and the beauty and the thing I wanted so badly, I don't want to drop it, is this gorgeous. It's a perfect blue. It's a crystal clear color. It is just lovely. It's quite heavy. And I will tell you all, he wanted $150 for it, so I asked if they would mind to contact the vendor with my offer. So I made a pretty lowball offer, I'll admit that, of $90. But he did come back for $127.50. And guys, I know that is a splurge, but this, it just takes me back, and I just absolutely love it. I bought a couple of other things, so stay tuned for a moment. Let me grab those. All right, y'all, I promised you at the end of the video. So, as you saw, I really wanted one of these vintage fans, and this actually works. It's a Manning Bowman, and I got this for $26.55. Always ask for the discount. This has nothing to do with mid-century modern. It's just adorable. It is a Ray Dunn cookie jar, and it says homegrown. And I did pay $36 for this, but the vendor is my neighbor. Who knew, right? And then the final item that I really wasn't in the market for, I'm sure you can see it here. This fabric is amazing, and it is so similar to my tablecloth, to my curtains. I think it's already finished. I think this can be made into a curtain quite easily. I do so. So I'm super excited to have this vintage fabric, and it was, wait for it, $40.50. But guys, there's volumes of it. There's 2 big full-length panels, so I was really excited. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It was a little bit of a splurge for me, but I'm just so delighted to look in my entryway, which I pass many, many times a day, and see, you know, a little blast from my past. So it's very, very fun. And I'm extremely grateful. And Aunt Susie, if you're watching, thank you so much. I don't want to start crying again. Well, I hear that my chicken's done. And it's not my chicken, it's a chicken. So I'm going to go eat. If you would do me a big favor, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop me a comment below. What was of my purchases, what was your personal favorite? I know it's pretty mid-century and it may not be your taste. All right, I plan to see you all very soon. I'm trying to stay on schedule, and I've done a pretty good job with it. I'm just hoping I get this up on Thursday. But I'm almost finished with Saturday's video, so yeah, we're in good shape. So I will see you all very soon, but until then, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and take care.